But we're about to have some fun here on a Wednesday evening at Odsal as we see Freddie Butler put boot to ball, Leeds with first use of the ball, and they will take tackle one, and they might be going in goal here. What a start this is from the Bradford Bulls. They're pushed in goal here, and that is the perfect start for the Bradford Bulls. Ryan Hunkin's side really up for this one this evening, pushing Leeds, trapping them in goal. It is the perfect start. So, an early indicator that Bradford are up for proceedings here this evening in the sunshine, glorious sunshine at Odsal, it must be said. And we're going to see Bradford playing the ball here with Jacob Dibden on tackle number 1. Out of dummy half here from Henry Welsh. He's there wearing 9. He's the captain of the Bradford Bulls as we now see it go once again with Freddie Butler. Butler's just outside that Leeds 20-metre line. Back down the middle channel the Bradford Bulls will go here. Big strong carry from Henry Jackson. Jackson's brought down 18 metres out. 2 tackles to go here as we see Butler once again gives it to back row forward Spencer. Spencer's wrapped up there by Gary, and they're on the last tackle here, the Bulls. Cross field. No, a little grubber kick into the in-goal area here from Butler. Bounce to the ball is kind for fullback Joe Diskin, and we're going to go back to the 20, and it will be a 6 tackle set here at Odsal for the Leeds Rhinos. So Bradford Bulls 0, Leeds Rhinos 0 here. We'll go through the 2 teams after this Leeds Rhinos set, but as we said, Bradford round 1 win over London by 74 points to 0. Round 2 a little bit tougher at Kingston Park, with Bradford winning that one by 30 points to 20. Leeds yet to concede any points from their opening 2 rounds. They had a 70-0 win over Hull Kingston Rovers in round 1, and that was backed up by a 92 points to 0, a 14 try demolition of the London Broncos in round 2. Here come Leeds heading towards the corner. It's going to be an early try, is it? Well, it's a double movement because he has promoted the ball forward as Jacob Stead, and it was a lovely tackle there from Harvey Duckworth. Duckworth come across, got hold of Stead, and that is an early penalty to the Bradford Bulls. Leeds just guilty there of promoting the ball forward. You could see it was a lovely tackle from Harvey Duckworth on Jacob Stead, the back row forward for the Leeds Rhinos, and just at the last moment it was just a little bit too tempting to reach forward and put the ball down on the Bradford Bulls try line. So here we go, 0-0 here at Odsal. We've had 3 minutes gone. Bradford lining up with Harvey Duckworth at fullback, wing 3/4 line, Isaac Lee, McCall Baker, Joe Rice, James Singh, halfback partnership, Freddie Butler and Isaac Jepson. The forwards, Ty King, Henry Wells, Jacob Dibden, Sam Spencer, George McKinley and Jake Baker at loose forward. Interchanges to choose from: Jacob Andrew Smith, Tom Bell, Jacob Robinson, Henry Jackson, Adam Temple, Jaden Wright, Logan Boland and Luke Hutchinson. That's the lineup for the Bradford Bulls this evening. They're inside the Leeds half here, and that's Tide King getting to his feet, and he's playing the ball in the sunshine here at Odsal. They're going to go over on the far stand side. Good passing. Harvey Duckworth in the line. Duckworth's brought down 25 metres out from the Leeds line. They're on the 5th and last tackle. Crossfield kick a la Ozzy Ruiz. Ball's bounced. Touched the Leeds player. It's going to be a repeat set of 6 here for the Bradford Bulls. The officials confer. Scrum, head and feet to Bradford. 10 metres out from the Leeds try line. It's incessant Bradford pressure right at the start of this game. That will please head coach Ryan Hunkin. And obviously Bradford will have more pressure on this Leeds line. Leeds lining up with Joe Diskin, the son of Leeds and Bradford legend Matt Diskin, Jack Wilson, Marcus Gary, Harley Thomas, Luca Teal, the wing 3/4 line, and the halves of George Brown and Harry Smith. We'll just see out this set of 6 here from the Bulls as we see the ball taken out there as it goes on that right hand edge with Rice. Rice is brought down, tackle number 1. Bradford looking for the opening points of the evening here at Odsal Stadium as we see a shift and go from Isaac Jepson. Jepson's pushed back there by Stead and Buchanan. Back towards the 10 they go short hand side. It's a lovely crash and ball there from Joe Rice, and Rice's second carry in this set of 6. Welsh scoops and picks up, gives the ball there to Jepson. Jepson to Dibden, and Dibden's brought down on tackle 4. Good, resolute defence here from the Rhinos, and it has to be. Bradford looking to unlock the Rhinos' door here. They somehow keep the ball going here. Bradford out towards the corner. The ball's been knocked on. The line was open. Isaac Lee, if he takes that cleanly, he's in at the corner. Leeds shifting defence could not shift across. It is a huge let-off for the Leeds Rhinos, and the score remains here at Odsal Stadium. It is Bradford 0, Leeds 0. We've had 6 minutes gone on the clock. If you're joining us on YouTube this evening, there is a live comment feature. You can let us know your thoughts on the game and how you think it may or may not go. But certainly here at Odsal Stadium, Bradford 0, Leeds 0 in a thriller as we see Leeds playing the ball now 20 metres out from their own try line. 35 people joining us thus far on the chat this evening, so good to see many people joining us. As we say, it's Bradford and Leeds, 2 unbeaten sides from the scholarship. Leeds have gone without the ball. It's the fullback Joe Diskin. He's knocked the ball on halfway, so it's an early error apiece. We're going to have a scrum here to Bradford, and it will be head and feed to Ryan Hunkin's Bradford Bulls side. So we'll see what happens on this set of 6. But Leeds have George Brown and Harry Smith in the halves, William Wilkinson, Elliot Fox, Lord Jones Buchanan, Jacob Stead, Noah Whittingham, loose forward and captain for Rhinos, Presley Castle, and on the bench it's Dylan Hutchinson, Zach Lloyd, Alex Cowley, Dak Jones Buchanan, Jacob Hardy, Daniel Stelfox, and Joe Butterfield. Bradford, they've had quite a lot of possession and territory early in this game, so we'll see what happens here. So we see Bradford 40 metres out from that Leeds try line, looking for first points here at Odsal this evening. Bradford just losing the ball there after that big tackle from Marcus Gary. And Gary has done an exceptional job in defence there, fronting up. Made sure McCall Baker just couldn't get the ball in the bread basket. The ball come off the shoulder, and another chance gone begging for the Bradford Bulls. Yeah, they're out to their own 40 metre line, 5 shy of halfway. Back row forward, George McKinley's going to play the ball. In there at dummy half is Elliot Fox. Lovely line ball to Stead. And I'm not sure which Bradford player that was who made the tackle on Stead, but that was a real barnstorming run there. And Leeds looking to open the score in here. They're in good field position. Moving the ball down the middle channel with the forwards again. There's Lord Jones Buchanan. He's the son of former Leeds legend Jamie Jones Buchanan. They're on the last Leeds. Crossfield kick towards the corner. Ball's gone forward. And that was an error from Leeds. It's gone forward. So it'd be a chance for the Bradford Bulls here. Both these sides currently unbeaten in the Academy Scholarship after 2 rounds. So that unbeaten record on the line this evening. There's also that West Yorkshire pride, with it being, of course, a Leeds-Bradford derby. So Wednesday evening, Academy Scholarship Rugby League action here at Odsal. 2 clubs who really do invest heavily in youth development. As we see Bradford up to halfway here. Let us know if you're joining us on the live chat this evening. Send us a message. We'll certainly do our best to read it out. Bradford up to the last tackle. Ball goes down towards Leeds Rhinos fullback Joe Diskin. And Joe Diskin just runs it in over on the far stand side there, brought down by Joe Rice and James Singh of the Bradford Bulls. Diskin will get to his feet. Fox is in there at dummy half. Gives the ball there to Gary. Gary's brought down there on tackle number 4. Ball's gone behind everybody. Picked up by standoff half George Brown. Brown's going to take the tackle 30 metres out from his own try line. So once again, defence is on top here in the opening exchanges for both Bradford and the Leeds Rhinos. Loose forward and captain Presley Castle's playing the ball. Stead goes into the Bradford half of the field. He's 4 metres inside the Bradford half of the field, 46 metres out or so. Fox now gives the ball to Diskin. Diskin's brought down 25 metres out under the nose of the referee. Ball goes back in centre field. Fox to Brown. Brown to Wilkinson. Wilkinson's brought down on the 5th and last tackle. Leeds 20 metres out. The ball's been put down there. It's a third error from the Leeds Rhinos, and head coach Mark Butterill will be a little bit disappointed, but as we've said, the problem we've got at this level, it is never about the scoreboard. Simon Bell and John Bastian, heavily involved with the Leeds Rhinos academy setup at Headingley. Spoke with both John Bastian and Simon Bell, and of course Ryan Hunkin and Lee Beattie from the Bradford Bulls. And they've always said, never ever about the result on the scoreboard at this level. It's firmly about developing these young players, giving them the best chance of playing first team rugby league, going through the youth pathways. So Bradford, error number 2 for them of the evening. So the advantage back in the hands of the Leeds Rhinos. So scrum to the visitors, 30 metres out, centre field position. Still scoreless here at Odsal, 0-0. That might be about to change as Leeds find themselves 15 metres out from the Bradford line. Tackle number 1, Joe Diskin's playing the ball. Back down the middle to go here with Castle. Castle's brought down under a 2-man tackle. Ball's played over on that left-hand side. Lovely cut-out ball. Leeds open the scoring, and it's Harley Thomas who will open the scoring for the Leeds Rhinos. We've had 10 minutes gone here at Odsal Stadium. Bradford no score, Leeds 4, and it was a lovely cut-out ball that saw Harley Thomas just skip in at the corner. So Harley Thomas opens the scoring. Leeds 4, Bradford no score. So yeah, earlier on today, of course, there was the big meeting in Huddersfield regarding the IMG proposals, and it was a Rugby League Council meeting, the sports decision-making body, which comprises of representatives from all 3 professional competitions, and of course the community game. They have voted unanimously in favour of club grading and club pillars. The first recommendation from IMG, the sports long-term strategic partner, as part of the Reimagining Rugby League strategy. So at the special general meeting in Huddersfield, the Yorkshire town, of course, where the Northern Union was formed in 1895, the recommendations from IMG were supported by the majority of clubs in each of the 3 professional competitions and received unanimous support from the community game. So 10 of the 11 Betfred Super League clubs voted in favour. 8 of the 13 Championship clubs voted in favour, and 7 of the 11 Betfred League 1 clubs also voted in favour. The total number of votes in favour was 32 to 10. 3 of the 10 abstained, and under the weighting system for council votes, which ensures an equal weight for Super League clubs on one hand and Championship League 1 on the other, the end result was 86% to 14%. So from 2024 grading is going to come in, and there will be the pillars: fandom, finance, performance, community, and of course stadium. So here we are at Odsal Stadium. Leeds back in possession here after the restart. 6 points to nil with 15 minutes gone. So real good tight first half here at Odsal. Both sides really on top in terms of their defence. Leeds are on the last tackle. Kick comes in from Harry Smith. Crossfield kick from Harry Smith, taken in there by the try scorer Thomas, but Thomas has gone into touch, and it will be Bradford who will have the ball here 10 metres out from their own try line. So if you're just joining us, it was a try just after 10 minutes here at Odsal from Harley Thomas. So Harley Thomas opening the scoring. Leeds 6, Bradford Bulls 0 at Odsal. And there's some big crunching hits coming in there, and that was Presley Castle who comes straight in over the top. It was perfectly legal. No love lost between these young players. Many getting their first taste of a real Bradford Leeds Academy derby here at Odsal this evening in the sunshine. Bradford 20 shy of halfway, centre field position. Welsh is in there at dummy half. Gives the ball here with the forwards, but look at that defence there from the Leeds Rhinos, holding the Bulls at bay here. Quick play of the ball. Welsh, lovely kick over the top on tackle number 4, but that's been picked up there by Gary, and Gary will now turn defence into attack for the Leeds Rhinos. Gary's playing the ball. In there at dummy half is Brown to Wilson. Wilson runs lateral, now goes in the Bradford half of the field. He's brought down 2 metres under the nose of the referee. Big strong carry there from Wilkinson. Will Wilkinson gets a quick play of the ball in. Fox is in there at dummy half, back to Brown. Brown gives it there towards the wing there, Wilson, who's come in. He's brought down 20 metres out. Another quick play of the ball as Leeds look to double the lead, and there's a half chance here for the fullback Diskin. Joe Diskin's rolled back, and that's the last tackle here for the Leeds Rhinos. They're up by 6 here at Odsal Stadium. Crossfield kick here from Harry Smith, looking to put pressure on the wingers. The Bradford players let the ball bounce. Leeds recover possession. They've lost the ball, come up with the error. Chance gone begging. Scoreboard remains unchanged, unmoved. It's Bradford 0, Leeds 6 here at Odsal Stadium with 17 minutes gone in the first half. So the referee will say there was a knock-on by Bradford first. So scrum to Leeds. Bradford running riot in that round 1 fixture against London, scoring 14 tries, including 5 from Bull star fullback Harvey Duckworth in a 74-0 win. Round 2, it was just a little bit tougher. They had to go to the north-east to Kingston Park. It was a hard-fought 30 points to 20 win, and here come Leeds here from the scrum, and there's a chance here for Diskin. Diskin, can he get the ball down? Scrambling, suffocating. Red, amber and black Bradford defence here. Keep Diskin at bay. Fox in at dummy half. It's going to go back to Brown. Brown takes the line on. Good defence there from Butler. Brown will get to his feet, he'll play the ball. Back down the middle channel, Leeds reach out, and the ball's been lost over the line. He had a good look at it, did the match official, but Noah Whittingham is adjudged to have just bounced the ball on the Bradford line. We've had 19 minutes gone here at Odsal Stadium. It is Leeds 6, Bradford 0. Bradford had the fair share of the chances and possession in the opening 6 or 7 minutes, but since then it has all been the Leeds Rhinos. What can the Bradford Bulls do here? It will be Butler. He'll put the ball in the scrum. Welsh. Ball goes over on the far stand side, where the sun is shining resplendently here at Odsal. You can't say that too many times. Howdy dummy half from Welsh, takes the Rhinos on, tackle 2, 25 shy of halfway. Bradford now looking for big impact from the forwards. George McKinley, tackle free, but look at this defence here from the Leeds Rhinos as they move the ball back down the middle channel here with loose forward Jake Baker. He's brought down 10 metres out, tackle 4. Welsh to Duckworth. Duckworth now gives the ball to King, and this will be the 5th and last tackle for the Bulls. They're trailing by 6 here at Odsal, midway in the first half. As a high-hanging kick comes in, it's caught the wind here from Freddie Butler. Leeds will just let the ball bounce. It bounces kindly for Diskin. Diskin decides, here you go, Harley. And Harley Thomas takes it in, tackle 1, 5 shy of halfway. Back to come over halfway and inside the Bradford half of the field here with Jack Wilson, tackle 2. So we'll go through the teams in a moment or so for those that are joining us a little bit later than planned here at Odsal. But if you've just finished work, it is the scholarship round 3 fixture between Leeds and Bradford at Odsal, and here come Leeds looking for more points. Lovely line here from Lord Jones Buchanan, and Lord Jones Buchanan will crash over from 40 metres out. It was a Paul Medley, Carl Harrison-esque try, a lovely line, a lovely angled run, and he just had too much toe there, did Lord Jones Buchanan. He's the son, well, he's got 2 sons out here as Jamie Jones Buchanan. He's got Lord Jones Buchanan made a try scorer, and he's also got Jack Jones Buchanan, who'll be coming off the bench later on. But we've had 20 minutes gone here at Odsal. Bradford Bulls no score, Leeds Rhinos 10. And that was a really lovely eye-catching run towards the Bradford line from Lord Jones Buchanan. So here at Odsal, another chance for Harry Smith. Yet to miss this evening. This one very similar to the position that he had for the attempt to Harley Thomas's try, just to the right hand side of the post, 10 metres in from touch. I guess the configurations of Odsal make it a little bit easier for these younger players, but any points could be crucial this evening. There's been a lot of effort from both sides. Harry Smith, is it the right hand upright? So we've had the Don Fox moment here at Odsal. Bradford Bulls 0, Leeds Rhinos 10. It's Bulls TV going out on YouTube this evening. And we've just had over 20 minutes gone. We'll go through the 2 sides for those that are joining us who finished work. Harvey Duckworth at fullback for Bradford, wing 3 quarter line, Isaac Lee, McCall Baker, Joe Rice, James Singh. Halfback partnership, Freddie Butler and Isaac Jepson. The forwards, Ty King, Henry Welsh, Jacob Dibden, Sam Spencer, George McKinney, and at loose forward, Jake Baker. On the interchange for the Bulls, Jacob Andrew Smith, Thomas Bell, Jacob Robinson, Henry Jackson, Adam Temple, Jaden Wright, Logan Boyden and Luke Hutchinson. So, Leeds Rhinos on the restart here. They're up against the Bulls by 10 points to 0. We've talked a little bit about IMG, we'll talk more at half-time, but certainly it feels like a monumental day in terms of rugby league. Leeds about to bring on a couple of interchange players. Gary's got Leeds up to halfway. Fox to Smith. Smith now to Whittingham. Whittingham's playing the ball just inside the Bradford half of the field. And now we're going to see Leeds offload the ball out the tackle. And Smith wrapped up there by Butler and Jepson. So good defence there from the Bulls. We've seen an interchange from Luke Hutchinson, who's just come on wearing number 22 for the Bradford Bulls this evening. Leeds looking for more points, but this is good defence on the restart there. 35 metres out on the 5th and last tackle. Ball goes back to Smith. Harry Smith, high-hanging kick. It's going to come down here for the young winger, and great take there from Isaac Lee. Leeds took that under pressure from Gary, and now Bradford turned defence into attack, and they really want to take the game to the Rhinos. Must be said, Leeds yet to concede any points in the scholarship after 3 rounds, and now Leeds are offside. A little bit too eager. We've had a low penalty count here, 2 penalties to 0 in favour of the Bradford Bulls, and one of the penalties was for that double movement early in this game. So Bradford, they'll have a full set of 6, 45 metres out from the Leeds try line. It's going to be taken here by McCall Baker. Baker now to Butler. Butler gives it to McKinley. McKinley's brought down, tackle 1, quick play of the ball. Bradford looking to try and get past this resilient Leeds defence. The 40 metres out on tackle number 2. Welsh is in there at dummy half. It goes to Duckworth. Goes over on that right-hand edge. McKinley's second carry. Gets to his feet, McKinley. Back in centre field, it's going to go with Baker. Jake Baker's brought down on tackle number 4, and Bradford are 20 metres out under the nose of the Leeds post. Here we go with Butler. Butler, lovely ball there towards Spencer. Last tackle here for the Bulls. Spencer, quick play the ball. Duckworth. Duckworth takes the Leeds line on, but he's brought down in a 2-man tackle by Whittingham and Gary Gary, and Marcus Gary. That was a great defensive play there to help Noah Whittingham out. I think Leeds had it covered with Joe Disking shifting across, but Bradford went on the power play. They decided to keep ball in arms, and we are back underway here at Odsal Stadium. Leeds 10, Bradford 0. We've had 26 minutes gone in this first half. 14 minutes to go to half time between these two clubs, currently undefeated in the Academy Scholarship. So Bradford defending just up to halfway here as Leeds really taking the game back to Bradford. Another big strong carry here from the captain, Presley Castle. He'll play the ball under the 2 Bradford defenders of Baker and King, and Leeds now moving the ball over on this main stand side, and that's good fluent passing between Brown and Smith, and also Diskin getting involved. They're on the last tackle here. The kick's going to come in from Brown. Brown's put a little bit too much on that one. Harvey Duckworth happy to let that one go dead, and it's going to be a tap on the 20-metre line here for the Bradford Bulls, and it will be a 6-tackle set of 6. Don't forget, loads of rugby league coming up for you this weekend. Certainly tomorrow they don't get much bigger than St Helens hosting Warrington on Saturday, an equally big game from the Challenge Cup. It is Bradford against Halifax at the Share. Also on Friday evening at the LNER Stadium, the York Knights taking on the Newcastle Thunder. And then look at these 2 games for Sunday. Batley host Keighley, and it's London against Dewsbury. I tell you what, I've yet to decide which game we're actually covering for the local radio station, but it might be a trip down to London to see if Liam Finn's Dewsbury Rams can shock Mike Eccles' London Broncos on Sunday. What a game that promises to be. Bradford now 30 metres out from the Leeds line, still going forward. Castle and Whittingham in defence for the Rhinos. Last tackle play, ball goes back here to Butler. Butler's got butterfingers, and he's just put it down, and you could see the ecstasy turn to despair because Bradford thought they had the overlap on this main stand side, and certainly where McCall Baker and Isaac Lee are concerned, they thought they had the numbers of Gary and Wilson. It remains here at Odsal Stadium. Leeds 10, Bradford no score. A real big crowd inside Odsal this evening. They're over on the far stand side as Leeds now play the ball. 5 shy of halfway. Back down the middle channel, they're going to go with Joe Butterfield. Butterfield's brought down. 5 inside the Bradford half of the field. So they've rung the changes, and that's Dax Jones Buchanan. Another one of JJB's offspring. Oh, lovely line break here, and Leeds are going to score. A real great try. Individual brilliance there from George Brown. And George Brown just leaves the Bradford defence for dead. He goes around Harvey Duckworth, and just like that, the Leeds Rhinos have their 3rd try of the evening, and that was a real pleasure to see there. Lovely line ball, and George Brown, he leaves Harvey Duckworth for dead. Bradford 0, Leeds 14, kick to come from underneath the post. We're in the 28th minute here at Odsal Stadium. Bradford 0, Leeds 14. And it's going to be Harry Smith to convert from just to the right-hand side of the Bradford post. So George Brown with that try there. We'll see what happens here at Odsal. But we did have the IMG vote earlier on, and it has been a significant day for the sport, and certainly the 4 council members voted in favour of the grading and the pillars. So that will come into effect from 2024. Harry Smith back on point, the radar back turned on. Bradford Bulls 0, Leeds Rhinos 16. For those that are joining us this evening on YouTube, some Wednesday evening rugby league to watch live and free. And let's not forget the IMG RFL partnership is a 12-year strategic partnership, and certainly when you look at the vote earlier today, 84% to 14, we know clubs like Featherstone, Batley, Dewsbury, Hunslet, also Featherstone Rovers, along with the Keighley Cougars, deciding that they were going to vote to reject it. Certainly a lot of clubs at 86% to 14, making it worthwhile. I think it's keen to stress that there'll be no changes to the existing arrangements for promotion and relegation this season, but there is always the chance that whoever does come up this season from the Championship, Featherstone, Toulouse, Halifax, Widnes, Bradford, York, who knows, it's a really competitive competition in 2023, that they'll be coming straight back down under the grading and the pillars in 24. So, Leeds 16, Bradford 0 after that try from George Brown. They're on the last tackle here. Brown will kick towards Lee, and he'll take the tackle on the far stand side, 20 metres out from his own line. So Leeds just really muscling and fronting up in defence. If they are to come to Odsal this evening and nil the Bradford Bulls, long way to go, but that is one real huge statement from Mark Butterill's side. Bradford now though fighting back up to halfway, good strong carry there. Ball's been stolen, 1-on-1, referee says tackle complete and then stolen, so Dylan Hutchinson giving away Leeds' third penalty of the evening here, and the referee's just explaining that he was tackled and then the ball was stolen after the tackle was completed. Low penalty count, just 3 penalties in over 30 minutes of rugby league action. Boot to ball from Harvey Duckworth. Bradford 10 metres out from that Leeds try line. Is this the moment? Leeds defence buckles for the first time this season. We've got 7.5 minutes to go to half time. Bradford looking to get themselves back in this game. They trail by 16 points to 0 as we see George McKinley get to his feet. He'll play the ball. High tackle there. They've gone over the top on the back row forward for the Bradford Bulls. And it's back-to-back penalties here that Leeds have conceded. So a little bit of ill discipline. And they're still 10 metres out. Bradford will tap the ball. They'll give it to Harvey Duckworth, who just wants to charge it in, doing the work of a prop forward. He plays the ball quickly. Bradford underneath the Rhinos' post. 7 minutes to go to half time. They're down 16 points to 0. Welsh now to Butler. Chance to go over in the corner here from Spencer. Spencer's pushed back. And look at that for scrambling Leeds Rhinos defence. Gary involved in that one again. Out of dummy half. Back on the reverse there from Butler to Welsh. Welsh is brought down on tackle number 4. There's one remaining here for the Bradford Bulls. Andrew Smith's out of dummy half. Bradford just give it back to Duckworth in centre field position, and he's brought down 12 metres out, and that's the last tackle here for the Bulls. So they're going to look to the boot of Isaac Jepson, who kicks towards the corner, and Leeds are going to be trapped in goal. I guess if you're not going to score, a repeat set of 6 is the next best thing, and that is the second time this evening the Bradford Bulls have forced a repeat set of 6 via the boot of Isaac Jepson, the Bradford Bulls scrum half. So more pressure here for Leeds to absorb. We've got 6 minutes to go to half time. If you're just joining us, tries from Harley Thomas, Lord Jones Buchanan and George Brown. The difference here at Odsal in this Academy Scholarship Battle Royal Round 3 fixture. Bradford in possession here with Logan Boylan. Boylan's going to get to his feet. He'll play the ball. In there at dummy half is Andrew Smith. Andrew Smith gives it to Baker. Jake Baker's wrapped up there by Buchanan. 12 metres out now. Back it's going to go from Welsh. Welsh out wide towards Jepson. Jepson's brought down 8 metres out. There's a couple of tackles left here for the Bulls. 5 minutes to half time, down by 16. They're heading towards the post here with loose forward Jake Baker, and he's brought down on tackle number 4. Andrew Smith just goes towards Harvey Duckworth. Duckworth puts the fend in, tries to skip past the blue and gold Leeds defence, but he can't make any headway. And Bradford on the last tackle again. Can they break this resilient Leeds defence? It's gone the last tackle. Bradford keep the ball alive. They're getting out to Butler. Butler's palmed it back. They've still got the ball here with Andrew Smith. Smith's going to kick ahead for himself, but he's kicked it straight to Buchanan, and Buchanan's wrapped up on tackle number 1. Well, the effort was there. There was certainly a little bit of creativity, but the application and the structure just went a little bit to pot there for the young Bradford Bulls side, and it remains Bradford 0, Leeds 16, and now Leeds will look to turn that defensive effort into potentially points on the board late in this first half. So 16 points to 0. Fox to Brown. Brown to Castle. Presley Castle, the captain of the Rhinos, plays the ball. Ball goes over on that left-hand side. Good defence here from the Bulls. They're up to tackle 5 now, so they'll look to find Brown or Smith. Smith has it. They're running it on the power play with Smith. Smith now gives it to Brown. Brown's kicked it straight down the throat here of Harvey Duckworth, who scored 5 tries in that round 1 result over the Broncos by 74 points to 0. And here come the Bulls now back down the middle channel. Tackle 2. 10 shy of halfway here at Odsal Stadium. The sun starts to set. The temperature starts to decrease. And it's still Bradford no score. Leeds 16. And it's another penalty here to the Bradford Bulls because Leeds are just guilty of laying on and they're offside encroaching in the 10. So, Bradford, they will find touch 20 metres out, and we have precisely 2 minutes left on the clock. This could be Bradford's last taste of action here at Odsal. They're going to play the ball with Freddie Butler. Butler's playing the ball. It's going to go down that right-hand side from McKinley. McKinley's brought down tackle 2. He'll get to his feet. Andrew Smith now to Butler, to Duckworth. Duckworth floats it over the top here to Lee. And Isaac Lee's put the brakes on and he's brought down 5 metres out from the line. In there at dummy half is McCall Baker. Baker gives it to one of the Bradford back row forwards, and Bradford now 5 metres out from the line, taking it in towards the line. Can he reach out and score? He's pushed back in the field of play. It's Freddie Butler, and once again the Bradford Bulls on that last tackle. It goes to Harvey Duckworth. Crossfield kick. Leeds have missed it. Bradford Bulls live, but the referee saying knock on from Leeds first, and Bradford will get a scrum here with 90 seconds left on the clock. It's a 4th error from the Rhinos, and Bradford trailing 16-0. Can they get some points on the board? Time is of the essence. And a chance here for Bradford, who will have head and feed at this scrum underneath the Leeds post. 10 metres out. Andrew Smith to Duckworth. Duckworth taking that Leeds line on. 5 metres out is Harvey Duckworth. Gets to his feet, he plays the ball. Here goes Luke Hutchinson. Still 5 metres out. Still going Luke Hutchinson. Hutchinson can't get the ball down. Puts back in the field of play. There's seconds left here at Odsal. 30 seconds left on the clock. Can Bradford try and charge over the line? No, they can't. It's a little bit one-man rugby from the Bulls. They've got an overlap on that far-stand side. They come back in centre field. Good attacking line. Kick towards the corner here. Chancing at the corner. He just couldn't take it in. Couldn't Isaac Lee. If Isaac Lee takes that in, he's over in at the corner. It's a game of millimetres. A game of inches here at Odsal Stadium. And it's going to be Leeds who will go into the sheds at half-time, leading by 16 points to 0. Have we got time for the scrum to form? The clock counting down here towards half-time, and it remains Leeds Rhinos 16, Bradford Bulls no score here at Odsal. A lot of effort from both sides, and you've got to give credit and you've got to compliment this Leeds Rhinos defence. They've been a little bit ill-disciplined, they've come up with a few handling errors, but they have repelled just about everything that Bradford have thrown at them this evening. And now they're going on the attack with Gary from the scrum. They're over on this far-stand side, 20 metres out. In there at dummy half is the winger. Back it's going to go with back row forward. Hooter sounds. That is half-time here at Odsal Stadium. A lovely tackle there on Noah Whittingham. And that is half-time. We'll take a quick break here at Odsal, but it's Bradford Bulls 0, Leeds Rhinos 16 at half-time. Wednesday evening, Scholarship Rugby League, live and free. Those tries in the first half from Harley Thomas, Lord Jones Buchanan, and George Brown, the difference. 16-0, the Rhinos lead the Bulls. Can the Bulls break this Rhinos defensive resolve? They've yet to concede any points this season in the scholarship. Well, welcome back to the second half here at Odsal Stadium, with Leeds leading the Bradford Bulls by 16 points to 0, and that's not the start the Bradford Bulls would have wanted. They've come up with the error, and it's gone into touch from the kick-off, and it will be immediate chance for Leeds Rhinos to try and get the scoreboard ticking over early in this second half. We've had 30 seconds gone, and Bradford making a mess of that restart. So here at Odsal, under the floodlights, Leeds leading by 16 points to 0. They will look to get the second half scoreboard ticking over in earnest here. It is 16 points to 0, and Leeds immediately looking to go in at the corner, but that was very nearly an intercept for Bradford winger James Singh. So we'll reset, we'll reload, and we will have another scrum here, head and feed to the Leeds Rhinos. So Bradford Bulls 0, Leeds Rhinos 16 here at Odsal Stadium. Under the floodlights, everybody having some Wednesday evening fun. Harry Smith to feed the scrum here. Bradford defending the Ruley Avenue end of Odsal, as we see a chance here for the winger. It's the fullback, it's Joe Diskin, and from the base of the scrum, a lovely flowing move. Joe Diskin just taking on Joel Rice and James Singh, and Leeds open the scoring first at the start of the second half. It's 42 minutes gone on the clock, and it's 20 points to 0. Joe Diskin, the son of former Leeds and Bradford legend Matt Diskin. Well, he was more of a legend for Leeds, Matt Diskin, but he did end his career at Bradford. And that was a great try from his son, Joe Diskin, playing fullback for Leeds this evening. Kick to come here from Harry Smith, right on this main stand side. We'll see what happens here. But it's 20 points to 0 here at Odsal. Harry Smith just looking at the ball, looking at the post, drawing that imaginary line, like all goal kickers do. And that is a superb conversion from this main stand touchline. So Bradford Bulls 0, Leeds Rhinos 22 here at Odsal. Harley Thomas, Lord Jones Buchanan, George Brown and Joe Diskin, the try scorers. Bradford to get proceedings back underway here. Jake Baker. Nice shallow kick there. But Leeds, driven back there. Ferocious Bradford defence. And I guess it had to be. Bradford now over on that far stand side. Defending as Leeds. Show and go. Lovely line ball there for Jack Wilson. Wilson's away. Pass on the inside. Leeds will go back to back. It's George Brown who will race clear around and underneath the post. But it was all about that Jack Wilson break down the far stand side. And George Brown, he has try number 2. And it's 26 points still here at Odsal. 45th minute gone. Leeds really showing the class right at the start of this second half. 5 minutes gone of this second half. Bradford now about to face a huge challenge to get back in this game, because Harry Smith will surely convert from in front of the post, and 26 turns to 28. And in the space of 4 second half minutes, 16-0 is going to be 28-0 here at Odsal under the floodlights. Bradford 0, Leeds 28 here at Odsal. Bradford to get proceedings back underway here. So Bradford showing some resolute resilience in defence. Have just conceded 2 back-to-back tries here, and they'll look to stem the tide here at Odsal, as this young Leeds Rhinos side come back on the restart. So back-to-back tries from the Rhinos, from Joe Diskin and George Brown, his second of the evening. And there's a real danger here for Bradford to get anything out of this game. They simply have to score next. Leeds once again bouncing off tackles. They're up to halfway here with 2 tackles remaining as the ball moves over on this left-hand side. And that's good defence there from Isaac Jepson and Freddie Butler. 4th tackle gone from the Rhinos though. Loose forward, through a gap. It's Presley Castle. Castle invites Joe Diskin in, and Leeds will go back to back to back. 3 tries in 3 minutes, and it's the second of the evening for Joe Diskin. Lovely play there from Joe Diskin. We've had 48 minutes gone. Well, it could be a long second half for the young Bradford Bulls. Scoreboard firmly ticking over here at the start of the second half. And Bradford just need to try and stem this Leeds Rhinos attack, this Leeds Rhinos tide. Certainly the first half, a real tight competitive affair. But Leeds just threatening to cut loose here right at the start of the second half. 3 tries, a double to Joe Diskin, George Brown with his second. Harry Smith will convert from in front, and it's Bradford 0, Leeds 34. So Bradford 0, Leeds 34 here at Odsal. Bradford drilling the ball along the ground, and that one on that occasion dealt with by Harley Thomas, who opened the scoring for Leeds in the first half. Leeds looking for a fourth try in quick succession, and Bradford trying to defend here. Buchanan's got it, keeps hold of possession, does Buchanan. They'll tackle number 4, the Rhinos, and now they're moving it over towards Gary Garrett, and Gary Garrett's rolled over. So good defensive set from Bradford. It had to be. They've just conceded 18 points, and the point scoring might not be over yet, although that will be now. But that's a high tackle on the last tackle as George Brown took the line on. So a penalty to Leeds here. The pressure will continue. So penalty here to Leeds for high tackle. Gary will tackle 1. 3 Bradford defenders in that defensive play there. Out of dummy half here as it goes to Smith. Smith to Buchanan. Buchanan's brought down 5 metres out. Back to Smith. Leeds have the overlap, and it will be another try. It's a third try of the second half for Joe Diskin. He has a hat-trick in 6 minutes, and Leeds have hit 38 points here at Odsal Stadium. We've had 51 minutes gone. Joe Diskin, Leeds' 4th try of this second half. His hat-trick, his 3rd. And this game now very, very firmly running away from the Bradford Bulls. Harry Smith attempting the conversion over on the far stand side. Takes aim, and that one has just gone across the face of the post. So that one has just gone wide. And here at Odsal, it remains Leeds 38, Bradford 0. Joe Diskin coming up with a fantastic hat-trick there. So 38 points to 0. Bradford trying to defend right at the start of this second half here. Leeds back in possession on the restart. They've gone back to back to back to back. 4 tries. Bradford starved of possession. They made it to the last tackle there, the Bulls, but then they come up with the error for the high tackle on Jack Wilson. It could be a little bit of a long second half here for Bradford. Leeds in a very commanding position at 38 points to 0. Well, Bradford had come up with the error from the restart, and they've not had any ball whatsoever. They might have ball here for the first time in this half as the ball goes back to Brown. Brown will kick over towards the far stand side. That's been taken by Jacob Robinson. Robinson in possession for Bradford. And at long last, Bradford have the ball at the start of this second half. Duckworth's brought down there, tackle 2. Centre McCall Baker, brought down there, tackle 3. You can see what the Leeds Rhinos defence is doing here at Odsal. It's really keeping the Bulls at bay, stopping them from moving forward. Bradford now going for a bit of a run from Isaac Jepson, and they're on the last tackle. They're only up to their own 40-metre line. Back out of their hands to Duckworth. Leeds might just let this one bounce, which they do. They'll put pressure on the Bulls defensively. Ball's being passed back to the winger Teal, and Luca Teal, who's not seen much traffic go his way, has come up with possession for Leeds. It's a bit of a hospital pass, but it's gone on the floor. Leeds still in possession here with Brown, just smothered on it. Gary now takes the Bulls defensive line on down the middle. Once again, good hungry defence from the Bradford Bulls. In there at dummy half, as it goes now towards Thomas, Harley Thomas. Oh, Harley Thomas will leave Duckworth for dead, and Harley Thomas has gone 45 metres straight through the Bradford Bulls defence, and it's 42 points to 0. A lot of people might be watching this. Remember the names. These are stars of the future. And a chance here now for Harry Smith to notch up his 6th successful conversion attempt. We've had 15 minutes gone of the second half, and it is all the Leeds Rhinos. We've had the hat-trick to Joe Diskin, a second try from George Brown, and we've just seen a second try of the afternoon, stroke evening, for Harley Thomas. The sun's starting to set in the distance at Odsal. And I don't think there's any way back here for the young Bradford Bulls, who came into this game this evening unbeaten, level on points with the Leeds Rhinos. It will be their first defeat of the season. Leeds from in front, Harry Smith 6 from 8. Bradford 0, Leeds 44 here at Odsal. Well, Bradford's restart there, knocked on by Dylan Hutchinson, 40 metres out from the Leeds line. So the Bulls will have scrum, head and feed, and this is the first time in this second half Bradford will have had some ball inside the Leeds half of the field. Thomas Bell feeds the scrum. Butler to Spencer. It's 44 points to 0 in favour of the Rhinos here at Odsal. Can the Bulls get over for their first try of the evening? There's a huge gap on that left edge, but Leeds, no sooner as it appeared, they've cut it down, and the 15 metres out now. The Bradford Bulls. Welsh, Butler, Spencer. Tackle 4, 1 remaining here for the Bulls. They're down by 44 points to 0. Jacob Dibden rolled over. This will be the last tackle for Bradford. They're underneath the Rhinos' post. Bell kicks in towards the corner. And Bradford will force a repeat set of 6 because Leeds are trapped in goal. Ball's been lost. It will be a repeat set of 6 and a goal line dropout. And that was great kicking there from Thomas Bell. Henry Jackson now for the Bulls. 2 tackles in on this restart from the goal line dropout, forced by Thomas Bell. Here goes Bell. Line ball, it's gone back, says the officials. Bradford find themselves 10 metres out now with Welsh. Henry Welsh is 5 metres out now. Couple of tackles remaining here for the Bulls. Can they breach this Leeds line for the first time this afternoon? Bell out wide towards the centre. He's going to be wrapped up here is Luke Hutchinson, and they're on the last tackle. Welsh will go through a gap. He's put the diagonal kick in. Leeds will get out of their own goal area. Well, they know the world, and it's more pressure that Bradford have forced on the Leeds Rhinos. Lovely kick there from Welsh, kicked into space, and it's another goal line dropout for the Rhinos. Bradford coming back down the middle here against the Rhinos. It's Dibden. Tackle 1, Welsh, Butler. Now to Jackson. Tackle 2. Jackson gets to his feet, he'll play the ball. Harvey Duckworth, 8 metres out, rolled over on his back. Ball goes towards Jackson again. And Jackson's 2 metres out. Can Bradford breach the Leeds line for the first time this season? Leeds yet to concede any points. Looping pass here towards the corner. Bradford in the field of play on the last tackle. Quick play the ball. Welsh crossfield kick. Gary hunting. Bradford have lost the ball. Double knock on. Leeds will take over possession 10 metres out from their own try line. 18 minutes left here at Odsal. Bradford 0. Leeds 44. The Bulls stemming the tide somewhat after those 5 tries to the Rhinos. Well, every time there's a try, we look at the clock and write it down on the notebook. And between the 42nd and 56th minute, Leeds scored 28 points. That is real championship quality offence, especially against a side like Bradford, who have been really competitive and dominant in their first round 2 wins. Here come Leeds again. They're now inside the Bradford half of the field. Interchange forward. Zach Lloyd takes that tackle. They're in there at dummy half again. Chance for Smith. Smith to Thomas. Thomas to Jones Buchanan. Jones Buchanan plays the ball. Gary now inside the Bradford 10. Gary will take Leeds 2 metres out now. Marcus Gary plays the ball. Back to Brown. Brown towards the line. He will shrug off 1-2 Bradford defenders and he will coast underneath the posts. It's a lovely try for George Brown. That's his hat-trick. He'll be fighting Joe Diskin for the match ball. And if this game was beyond any reasonable doubt, it is now George Brown underneath the post, 48 points to 0. We're in the 62nd minute here at Odsal. And Harry Smith will attempt the conversion from underneath the Bradford post. Long way back here for the Bulls, but it's going to be a real sharp learning curve for these young Bradford players. So underneath the post, Harry Smith. He adds the extra 2 points, 50 points to 0 here at Odsal. Bradford 0, Leeds 50. George Brown getting on the scoreboard for the 3rd time. So, try scores for Leeds, Harley Thomas, Lord Jones Buchanan, and then a hat-trick apiece for Joe Diskin and George Brown. 9 tries to 0. Ball's not gone 10 here. Penalty to Leeds. Bradford just putting themselves under a little bit of unnecessary pressure there, but again, as John Bastian and Ryan Hunkin will testify, in previous years, the scholarship staff focusing on developing players' skills and talent rather than what's actually on the scoreboard. So it's never about the scoreboard at this level. It's firmly about development of these young, exciting players, giving them the best chance of playing first team rugby, whether that's at the Championship for Bradford or Super League with Leeds. Or with the IMG proposals, who knows? Maybe it's Super League for both these sides in the coming years. Bradford now defending. They need to keep the Leeds Rhinos at bay, hunting for a 10th try of the evening as Leeds keep it going. Harley Thomas, he will get the hat-trick, and Harley Thomas will join Joe Diskin and George Brown with 3 tries apiece, and the points keep coming here for the Rhinos at Odsal. It's a 10th try, and they lead 54 points to 0. So Harley Thomas, the left centre for the Rhinos. He has try number 10 of the evening. Harry Smith adds the 2 points from in front of the post. So 54 turns to 56. 8 from 10 from Harry Smith, 16 points. Well, I wonder if the Bulls have 3 spare match balls for the 3 hat-trick try scorers. It really has been a performance from Leeds, because the second half firmly belonging to them. 40 second half points from the Rhinos here at Odsal is some feat, especially after Bradford showing all that energy and effort in the first half to restrict the Rhinos to just 16 points, and Bradford could have had a couple of tries themselves if it weren't for fundamental errors. But it'll be a huge learning curve for the young Bradford Bulls side, as Leeds has the point scoring finished yet. We don't think so. They're looking for more points, looking very energetic, as Leeds now back down the middle with Jones Buchanan, and that's good defence there from the Bradford Bulls, rolling Jones Buchanan over. But look at that, the speed of the play of the ball, and here goes Smith inside the Bradford half of the field. They're on the last tackle here, the Rhinos. They're playing the ball 5 metres out. It's going to end up with Thomas. Harley Thomas, crossfield kick. Good take there from the Bulls. And the Bulls now turning defence into attack. But the damage really done right at the start of this second half. Those 28 points and 5 tries in just 14 minutes when Bradford, they kicked the ball out on the full. It didn't go 10 and they gave away a penalty for a high tackle. So a couple of silly penalties. Bit of ill discipline costing the Bulls. But can they finish with a strong flourish here as we approach the final 10 minutes at Odsal Stadium? We're looking to become the first team to score points against the Rhinos of the scholarship season. Butler on the last tackle, drills it towards the corner, but that's great take there by Wilson. And Jack Wilson takes tackle number 1 here for the Leeds Rhinos after a 20-30 metre run laterally. Leeds now back in possession. Second tackle gone. 25 out. In at dummy half there is Fox. 10 shy of halfway. Ball's going to be played there. Back it's going to go to Brown. Looks for a 40-20 does George Brown, but the bounce of the ball will be kind to Harvey Duckworth. Duckworth takes tackle 1 from the Bradford Bulls. So just a quick reminder of what's coming up in the wonderful world of rugby league. You've got St Helens Warrington tomorrow, a whole host of games on Friday evening. Lee against Leeds, probably the pick of those Friday night games. I don't think many people are going to be wanting to watch Wigan put 50 or 60 past the hapless Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. Saturday needs no introduction. Halifax against Bradford at the Share. And then on Sunday, you've got Hull FC against Huddersfield. And those 2 mouth-watering Challenge Cup ties involving London and Dewsbury and Batley Keighley. Bradford running on the power play there. Just take the tackle, 25 out. And the scoreboard remains Bradford 0, Leeds 56. So we're counting down towards full time here at Odsal. If we are going to give a MVP, a most valuable player, it is very difficult to pick or highlight one of these players from the Leeds Rhinos because they have just about been everywhere. I said at half time to Simon Bell and John Bastian, Marcus Gary, he hasn't got on the score sheet, but he's gone through a hell of a lot of work defensively on that left-hand channel, stopping the Bradford Bulls offence. But I think this second half performance, you're looking at George Brown with the man of the match as the most valuable player. So we're giving it to the Leeds standoff half, George Brown. Here he is in possession. Gives it to Smith. Smith cuts through. Back it goes to Thomas. Ball's been put down there by Fox. And that will be a chance for Bradford now, who will have possession 25 metres out from their own line. So yeah, we've given the man of the match there to number 6, George Brown. He got a second half hat-trick alongside Joe Diskin and Harley Thomas, who opened the scoring for Leeds way back in the 11th minute. So 9 minutes to go here at Odsal. 56 points to 0 to Leeds. As we say, it will be a first defeat of the season for the Bradford scholarship side. And it's going to be Tom Bell to put the ball in at the scrum. Don't want to sound like a broken record, but Leeds yet to concede any points in the scholarship season. What a real strong, determined start that will be for head coach Mark Butterill. Once again, good defence there from Elliot Fox fronting up alongside Zach Lloyd in that 2-man tackle. Andrew Smith straight out of dummy half. 5 metres inside the Leeds half of the field. Now it goes to Butler. Back down the middle channel. Bradford. Are they going to finish with a flourish? They're on the last tackle. We'll see if they can finish with a flourish. Kick's going to come from Tom Bell, but Tom Bell can't take it in. And I'm kind of guessing that play sums up Bradford's evening. Game in good field position. And just an error. Too many at the wrong time. But it is the scholarship. A lot of these young players just starting out on their rugby league journey, their talent pathway. And I'm sure in years to come, when you look at the team sheet and you remember players like Joe Diskin, Jack Wilson, Harvey Duckworth, Freddie Butler, these next young crop of players really going to be coming off that conveyor belt. Leeds now 56 points to 0, looking for more points. Here he goes again, George Brown over the top, a chance here for Thomas, and Gary will cross it at the corner, and no one is more befitting or deserving of a try this evening than Marcus Gary, and it was a lovely fluent move. It involved fast hands from Harry Smith, George Brown, Joe Diskin also involved, Harley Thomas, he probably could have gone himself unselfishly. He got the ball out to Marcus Gary, and Gary's got him at the corner, and Leeds lead the Bulls by 60 points to 0 here with 5 minutes to go on the clock. Harry Smith, a very tough, difficult conversion from him, right on that far stand side.
Bradford Bulls U16s.
Conversion unsuccessful from Harry Smith, 8 from 11. Remains Bradford 0, lead 60. Closing moments of this game. It's been a real perfect performance from the Rhinos in this second half. 44 unanswered points. Bradford just not being able to deal with Leeds making that step up and the offloads. It's been very tough learning curve for the young Bradford Bulls, and the scoring might not be over yet as Leeds keep the ball alive. Lovely fast hands. Gary's getting a second. Gary will cross for a second. And Gary, he's on with Diskin, Brown and Thomas for the hat-trick now. And Leeds 64, Bradford 0. A cruel blow for the Bulls in the closing members of this game. But it's Bradford 0, Leeds 64. Marcus Gary going over, in at the corner. Well, when we got here to Odsal early doors, the sun was shining. It almost felt like an Ibiza evening, but I'm wearing shorts, and let me tell you, the temperature's absolutely dropped. Yeah, it's about 3 degrees, and I'm shivering, so the full time can't come soon enough. And we've got 2 minutes to go here at Odsal. It really has been a great second half Leeds performance this to watch, because you know you look at the results and you obviously see Leeds 70, Hull KR 0. Leeds put 92 points past London. But you can see just how disruptive and how confident some of these young players are. You know, a lot of these players out here, 16 years of age, on their first real rugby league season. As Harry Smith, can he have the extra two? That was just gone to the left-hand side again. So 64 points to 0. With probably a minute or so left to go. So 8 from 12. But Marcus Garrett, well, we've given the man of the match to George Brown. Maybe Gary heard us from up here on the gong tray. But, yeah, I did say to John Bastian and Simon Bell at half-time, I thought Gary's done really, really well. Really confident carries, made a lot of metres after contact, and, you know, defensively, he has not let anything go past him there over on that left edge where he's obviously been up against Isaac Lee and McCall Baker. Well, he's up for the hat-trick. He might be joining Joe Diskin, Harley Thomas and George Brown. That's where Leeds are going again. They want to set him up for a third. They're up to halfway. He was calling for the ball, was Gary. We've got seconds left here at Odsal Stadium. Closing moments. Just a quick reminder, Leeds away to Lee on Friday. They're on the last tackle, Leeds. They kick over the top. Duckworth, good positioning from him. And Duckworth's now going to turn defence into attack. And that's good footwork there. He's made 20 metres as Duckworth, 10 shy of halfway. He'll get to his feet, he'll play the ball. Back down the middle channel, the Bulls will come. And Leeds defending well. They just want to keep their focus on that big fat zero underneath the name of the Bradford Bulls. As we enter the first minute of time added on here at Odsal. So Leeds, a comprehensive, resounding success for them this evening. Hooter sounding imminently as Butler keeps it going. Bradford now on tackle number 5, and this could be their final touch of the ball this evening. Back to halfway here to Bell. Bell sends one down towards Diskin. So it's Thomas who's got in that full-back role, and here goes Thomas. Thomas is away. Up to halfway, Thomas. Can Bradford drag him into touch? No, they can't. He's brought down on halfway. In there at dummy half is Dylan Hutchinson. Hutchinson, second tackle, gone. Well, Harley Thomas, equally impressive. And here's Gary. Oh, Gary looking for the hat-trick. Unselfishly finds his support on the inside. The passing from Leeds, majestic. But the first knock-on was come from Zach Lloyd, and that's full-time here. Leeds very nearly going underneath the post there for the 13th try of the evening, but full-time